It seems like we're probably going to be going to Montana today, but first we're going to stop in Bismarck. Journey continues to the great beyond. Bismarck.
Casey Jones. He ignored speed limits and a brakeman's warning and drove his locomotive into the back of another train. Casey's tragic death has been immortalized in songs and stories. Modernization brought many innovations, but it also took away the heart and soul of the business. In the 1980s, computers eliminated the need for the brakeman. Automatic hotbox detectors analyzed wheel conditions and reported them directly back to the engineer or train dispatcher. These electronic eyes never fell asleep in a coupe or bay window seat.
That's why I'm zooming in. That's what's really cool about this.
Today's freight trains look back fondly.
I'm sure there's former railroadmen out there that say they never want to do it again. I'm sure there's many more.
We are headed
I love the railroad guys. I like the life.
into the desolate
Their own
lobby.
little domain, their own little moving office, home away from home, a hotel on the road. I think most of them. And I think the train crews can make this.
Today,
bunch of swans too.
When in 1912, the first locomotive steamed into Key West, Flagler's place in history as Florida's great developer was secure. And pushed back competition from automobile.
What is this, Kansas?
He created what have been described as the most beautiful.
What is this, Kansas?
The
Look at all these sunflowers.
The daylight's captured.
Well, I don't know what they are. They look like a cross between a black-eyed Susan and a sunflower. They may be some kind of wild sunflower
productions and have remained a part of American.
As the nation continued its unbridled growth into the 20th century, the demands on the railroads to transport people and freight increased dramatically. In response, locomotives
A few things. They were forward-looking. And Lima, I think, took a very deep interest in giving the customer a locomotive that would perform.
Woodard's new locomotive increased horsepower by up to 25% and increased speed without significantly increasing operating costs, and railroad managers loved it. Lima vigorously marketed its super. Except it would be something else. The Chesapeake and Ohio Railway was one company insistent on having its own way when it came to locomotive design. The C&O stretched from Chesapeake Bay in Virginia to the Ohio Valley and beyond. It was known as George Washington's Railroad because America's founding father also helped found a network of roads and canals, which the C&O Railroad eventually replaced.
More geese.
In the Appalachian Mountains, the coal industry provided thousands of families with jobs. Transporting coal was the major revenue item.
The magic of the Norfolk and Western really was a dedicated company policy to build efficient locomotives. They were designed by NAW personnel. They were built right in own shops to their own designs and specifications.
Born prior to World War II, knew the intricacies of operating one. Vernon L. Smith began working around locomotives at a Minnesota iron mine in 1928 when he was 16. Today, small steam engines delight children in parks and vacationers on tourist lines. They give retired railroad men and women a chance to relive their days of glory. Only a handful of privately restored 484 steam giants remain. They'll occasionally pull a summer excursion train or make a guest appearance in a Hollywood film. A few years ago, a Norfolk and Western A-Class and a Union Pacific Challenger were restored and put into use in excursion service. But maintaining these giants is an expensive proposition. Both now sit in heated engine houses as their owners ponder what to do with the two largest operational relics. The Niagara Bridge was a mammoth wonder of the age. It was a tune-up.
Vanderbilt set out to do.
Grand Central Depot was the #2 tourist attraction in the United States, surpassed only by the United States Capitol. Blockbusters, including North by Northwest. It also helped christen a new...
I got you.
Bismarck.
At some point, we should stop at a gas station and clear the